Just like we think we're cool. And our children think we're not cool.
And oop.
Okay, tell me when.
And oop.
Imagine you're 10 years old and Grandpa Curtis and your mom want you to be on their podcast. They're having a podcast. Yeah. How would you react?
I wouldn't want to be on their pod. But if I were my parents, and I know that's kind of deep, but if I was a son of me and you, I would want to be on the pod.
No. We're not cool. We think we're cool. Just like your parents think they're cool.
Yeah.
But to our kids, nah.
Whatever.
We're not cool.
We're so cool.
I mean, yeah, I have to agree with you.
But you're biased?
I'm trying to see this from the children's perspective. Lennox!
Len.
Hey, yo.
Oh.
Lennox is very crabby.
A crabby fun fact.
Why are you crabby?
And oop.
All right.
What would my parents pod about? They would pod about, my mom would talk about the latest real estate moves.
Yeah.
In her zip code. And then my stepdad would talk about the Chargers' schedule.
Football. What's happening?
Their opponents, their previous game, their next game, their playoff prospects.
Maybe like current events in San Diego?
Sure.
Of the 90s?
Sure. Of the 90s.
They probably thought they were cool when they were in their 40s. Don't you think?
No. Did your parents think they were cool?
I have no idea. But we're definitely cool. Without question.
And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me at our dining room table for our little program here. Okay. So you did a 3-day juice cleanse where you drank strictly juices for 3 days straight. 6 juices a day. You did it from it's a company called Nectar. They have a few locations in the Sacramento area, maybe wider, not sure. But that has to do with our moist January where we're reining in drinking and we're really reining in eating.
Yes. The overall, although we haven't been strictly on track with dry January.
Yeah.
We transitioned to moist January.
Moist.
But I'm still in the mindset of a healthier body, healthy me.
Yeah. New year, new me.
Yeah. So in that vein, yes. I've always wanted to do a juice cleanse for many years now, and I never have. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to do it. So I did a 3-day juice cleanse.
Yeah.
And,
How did you pick Nectar? Because there's also Pressed, there's Sun and Soil. Did you just Google juice cleanse or?
I did.
Nectar is very close. They're in Midtown. So
yeah, there's a few close places. Nectar offered a 3-day program.
Okay.
So I chose that because it was easy, convenient. It was $90.
It was $90.
And I ordered it. I paid for it online, and it was ready a half hour later.
Right. You put in the order around noon, and you were like, okay, the juices are ready, going to be ready at 12:45. And I was like, okay. So we drove over there, and you tipped $5.
Yes.
And there was no tax.
There's no tax.
On the bill.
So in total, I paid $95 because I chose a $5 tip.
Correct. And it's 18 bottles over 3 days, so 6 a day. Now, if you walk into Nectar, because they're like a juice shop or whatever, you can walk in and order an acai bowl. But if you walk in there and grab a juice from their little fridge display, it's between $7. It's between $6 to $8, but let's say around $7. So you're saving a couple dollars at $5. 18 bottles, 6 bottles a day. Wait, how's the math working?
Yeah, it's 6 bottles a day. 6 times 3 is
18.
Wait. And oop.
So you walk into Nectar, you grab a juice. It's around $7. There's $6 and there's $8, so around $7. So you're saving, give or take, $2 per bottle of juice because you're paying $5 per bottle of juice.
Yes.
You picked the classic detox cleanse versus the celery detox cleanse. The celery detox cleanse sounds horrible.
It's all the celery drinks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you do those. My 3-day program had the celery drink for your first drink of the morning for 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
So if you do that celery one, I don't know if it's all day or if it's like the first thing you eat every day for 18 days or whatever. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I had a sip of that celery drink, and I wouldn't say it's good, but I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just like, it's liquid.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
So we went on a Sunday. We picked up my 3 bags.
Correct.
And each bag had the 6 drinks in it, and it was labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
On top of the bottles.
That's what you're paying for. Getting 18 bottles for $90 is you're paying for them, because they're not juicing it. I mean, they're juicing it, but they're not like, oh, someone ordered something, so we get a juice. They're just grabbing it from their. They're literally, like, we saw the guy, he grabbed it from their little fridge display that you can walk in. But it's all organized. He put it into 3 bags for 3 days. They give you some literature to sort of help you along, right? To give you a guide that you follow. So there's service there. But yeah, it's just the stuff that you can go in and grab theoretically. But you do get the $2 to $3 discount. Right.
So I started we went and picked it up on a Sunday. So I was starting my 3-day program on a Monday. Mm-hmm. So Monday morning I started out, drink number 1 is that celery drink.
Yes.
It tasted just like celery water.
Yeah.
It was yummy. It was good. I liked it.
For celery water.
I liked it.
Yeah.
The first day was the hardest.
Yeah. In
that I was the most hungry. Mm-hmm. And then I was also, it was hard to get used to, I'm only having a juice bottle.
Yeah.
Because I went to work in my office.
Yeah.
I brought it to work with me. Actually, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 3 days, I went to work. Yeah. So I had it with me in the office. But you know what? I got through the first day, and I was like, okay. Knowing that there's only a 3-day time limit made it easier. Yeah. Because you know there's an endpoint. Right. So that makes it easier. Yeah. So so over the 3 days, this is what I discovered. Yes. The very first day, I was super gassy. I had to toot so much.
Oh dear.
So I had to go outside the building. I went outside a lot to release my toots. Okay. Okay. And also I was peeing a lot. Like literally going to the bathroom. Yeah. Like every bottle I drank, I would then go to the bathroom and pee. Yeah. So I drank 6 bottles. I was going to the bathroom all day long. Yeah. I was hungry, but it was manageable. I didn't feel too bad.
Did they tell you what time to drink it?
It said to drink a bottle every 2 to 3 hours.
So after an hour and a half, you would start getting hungry, or 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, when I'm at work during the day, I would drink 4 of the bottles, and then I came home from work. I cooked dinner for you and the kids.
Oh yeah, you prepared us your usual fabulous dinners.
And then we would all sit down together. You 3 would have the food I prepared. Right. And then I would sit at the table with my bottle. Yeah. So
with the straw.
My bottle and my straw.
Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, you were determined and you were on a mission. And
I was proud of myself because I am not very good at usually sticking to diet programs or routines. Yeah. But I really stuck to this. And so I would have my 5th drink during our dinner time, and then my 7th and final drink in the evening. Yeah. So it was fine. And I totaled up the total calories. Each day of drinks was 1,035 calories. Yeah. Total, which is not a lot.
That is not a lot.
It's not a lot, which explains the hunger. So I kind of took it easy also, like, for 2 days during my cleanse, I did not go to the gym with you in the morning. Right. So you went without me to the gym.
But you still walked.
I did walk. I walked during the day. I took a couple of, like, long walks during my work day. Yeah. You know what? All of the drinks were really good. They were really tasty. Some of them had a lot of sugar, but I just figured it was like the fruit sugar.
Yeah.
It's not like
Some
bad
processed
sugar.
manufactured.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So the first day was obviously the hardest, and then each day got easier.
Yeah.
And then, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was my 3 days. And then Thursday, I was done. And so I woke up Thursday morning, and I was like, everything I read said that you need to, like, ease yourself into getting back onto solid food. You can't just go from eating juice to eating solids.
Right.
So you're supposed to drink, or you're supposed to have, like, liquids and then maybe like a fruit or like a nut. Yeah. As you go through the day.
You were scared to eat.
I was scared to
eat real
eat
food again.
So in the morning, I had like coffee. I had chicken broth.
Slim fast.
I had a slim fast, and then finally, like halfway through the day, I had a sandwich. I finally ate a sandwich.
Right.
At like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
But so the day after my cleanse is over, I missed the juice.
You did.
I craved and missed the juice. And I was scared to eat solid foods. Yeah. It was weird.
Frightened.
I was. And you know what? I missed being in that routine. And I missed, like, when you have 6 juices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. You don't have to choose anything. You don't have to think about anything. Right. So that was the biggest thing. Like, I missed having my meals and my routine chosen for me.
Yeah. You don't have to think about it. That's what I eat the same things Monday through Thursday at pretty much the same time, but that's why people meal prep, because they don't, it's lunchtime, should I go to McDonald's or should I go to Burger King or should I go to Chipotle? And then choice paralyzes you and you end up eating McDonald's and Burger King and Chipotle sometimes. But yeah, just knowing exactly what you eat, exactly what you're going to eat, at the time you're going to eat, approximately what time you're going to eat. It just takes all the choice out of it, makes it so easy to follow a pattern. That's why I eat the same things every day, well, Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday. Yeah, it's just very important. You don't have to think about anything. Yeah. Well, let's get down to the numbers here, honey. How much weight did you lose?
I lost about 3 pounds.
Yeah. That's a lot for you.
It is.
Significant. Over 3 days.
Yeah, it is. You, honey, a man. Yeah. And you in particular. Yeah. Lose weight really quickly.
I've lost 3 pounds since we started this pod. Yes. I'll gain it back.
I think for women, it's different.
Absolutely.
It takes women a long time to lose weight.
Yeah.
And for me, it also takes me a long time to gain weight.
Yeah.
Because you gain weight a lot faster.
Super
and lose
extreme.
Weight a lot faster than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost about 3 pounds. Something really interesting I noticed the day after my cleanse ended was I didn't have a lot of appetite. I wasn't hungry. And today, again, this is my second day off of it. Yeah. I wasn't very hungry.
You ate very little today.
I ate very little today. I ate very little yesterday. And we were all sitting around the dinner table yesterday. And it was my first day of solid food. I was having stir fry with you. Yeah. And we were all eating dinner together. Yeah. And Lennox said, "You're eating a lot slower than usual."
Yeah.
And I was surprised he noticed.
You and Luna are usually like, you smash through whatever we're eating. But yeah, you took a while. You couldn't even finish and you gave me the rest of your stir fry.
Yeah. I was eating really slowly. Yeah. And I was surprised Lennox noticed.
Why? Why? Do you know?
I wasn't very hungry. Usually I'm voracious by the time I'm done with the workday and we get home and I cook dinner and we're sitting down and I'm so hungry. I want to eat. I eat my entire bowl. Yeah. But, I wasn't very hungry.
I wonder, what was that, psychological? Was it, because I always say we need very little food to exist.
I feel like the juice cleanse made me get used to being hungry and realizing it's okay to be hungry.
It is.
It's okay to be a little hungry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
The hunger will subside and pass. Yeah.
I felt like I didn't even need to eat dinner. I didn't need to eat solid food.
Yeah.
But I did, and then I couldn't finish. I gave the rest to you.
Yes.
I just thought it was interesting that Lennox noticed that.
Yeah.
Another difference I noticed, I lost a few pounds.
Mm-hmm.
During the 3-day juice cleanse, I was not consuming any sodium.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I feel like my bloating went down a lot. I'm a lot less bloated.
Yeah.
I love salt. I eat a lot of salt. So that went down. And also my skin looks really good. I don't know if you can notice.
Yeah.
But like I look at my face a lot in the mirror, so I can tell. My skin looks really good. I'm glowing. Yeah. The bags under my eyes have decreased. Those are big changes that I've noticed.
Yeah. I've noticed your hair. Well, for the past few weeks, I've really liked your hair.
Oh, yeah?
I've complimented you many times, honey.
Okay.
Like when we went to your parents for Christmas.
Yeah.
And you had your hair in a bun, and you had little earrings, and then your makeup was like low key. Like I really enjoyed that look. I thought you were really pretty. But yeah, I think bloat is like on your end. It's a personal thing because like I feel bloated right now. I don't know. Most people probably can't notice. But I do notice you are more toned, and I noticed it on Tuesday. You started Monday. Tuesday, I noticed your sometimes we're married, and sometimes kids, when you get married, you see your wife naked. So I did.
Why are you giggling so much?
I just think of Liz and Alan Fisher listening.
Oh dear.
Listening to this. But I did notice that you you look like more tone, thinner, skinnier, and that might be the bloat, that might be the weight loss. It's probably both. When we went to the gym today, and when you leave the gym, you leave before me. I was look at your bootay.
You do
as you walk away. But yeah, I noticed it just a little tighter. So yeah, and the skin, I could see that. Definitely, you're glowing. Glow up. So you think it's a win? You want to do it again?
I do.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great way to like kind of restart your metabolism. Yeah. Your health routine. Your mojo. Yeah. I did feel like low energy during it. Right. I skipped a couple days of going to the gym with you early morning. Yeah. But the day that I was done with it, my final day, I was over it. I went to the gym with you, and I had the hardest, strongest workout I've had in weeks. Yeah. In months. I went really hard. I didn't feel like I was fatigued. I felt like really energetic the day after this 3-day cleanse ended. Yeah. So I feel like it's a really good way to cut your calories, cleanse your system, reinvigorate your body and your mental mindset. Yeah. I would love to do it again. I really want to do it maybe in a few months. It's pricey.
It's a little pricey.
It is pricey. Like you cannot do it on a regular basis. Yeah. But maybe like in May or June, I'll do it again. Maybe like at the start of the summer and the start of the winter every year. Yeah. Maybe like twice a year I'll do it just to like reinvigorate my system and restart. Okay.
I would say do it next January.
In a year? Okay.
And because like it was a Sunday that you took this upon yourself to, but what was have you done a juice cleanse before?
No, I've never done this before. I've been wanting to do it for a long time.
And Sunday was just new year, new me.
Yeah, I feel like January, new year, new me. Yeah. We've been talking about
moist January.
Moist January. Yeah. We've been talking about getting on track. Yeah. I've really been sluggish and lethargic and lazy for a while now. Yeah. Like, let's be honest, a year or more. Yeah. I've been really lethargic with my personal health and well-being. So I feel like like I'm really ready to just like be more healthy and productive, and
Yeah.
I feel like I have a little bit of kick in my energy.
Yeah.
So I thought this was a good time to do a juice cleanse. Do it. I stuck with it. I'm really proud I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And,
So am I.
I got through it, and I feel really good. I feel mentally and physically really good.
Good. I'm glad to hear. I think Saturday, me getting pickup from the Taqueria El Ranchero had something to do with it. I shouldn't have done that because we were on track on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, so Friday, Moist January started or so. Or, well, we descended into. So, usually we drink, we pod, and then we, post-pod, we dive into our cupboard and we consume all of Luna Marie's nacho cheese sauce and then some. You might fry up some pot stickers, but then you go to bed and I continue eating until Sunday morning about. But I think last Friday we were really good. Like we potted, and then post-pod I ate some Ritz. I had a fresh stack of Ritz, which is the smaller 200-ish calories. You ate a small pizza.
I made, a little tiny personal pizza.
And then you wanted popcorn. And I thought that was a fantastic choice because it's quote-unquote natural. And it's not a giant bag of Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
And all four of us, me, you, Lennox, and Luna, we watched an episode of Yellowjackets.
Yes.
So I thought that was a good move. Like making popcorn, and we're all sitting there chowing down. So it was a bunch of popcorn, but divided among four. Wasn't too much. Although Luna wants more butter next time.
She demanded more butter.
She's going to get more butter in about 15 to 20 minutes when I make more popcorn. Another thing is that we watched an episode of Yellowjackets, and I was under the influence. I don't like watching TV when I'm drunk because I don't know what's going on, and also I don't care what's going on. I'm like, this is stupid.
If you're drunk, you need to be watching like NSYNC videos or The Office or something you've seen a million times
something
before.
very easy to consume and take in.
Not a drama that you're watching on a weekly basis.
Right. So just from my perspective, Nectar, which is spelled with a K and two E's.
Nekter.
Some ideas, notes, thoughts, observations. I would have done it too, but at $90 a pop, I'm not going to do it along with you. But I wanted to, but it's too pricey. And my job is very physical. So I don't know if celery juice would have carried me through a sweaty day.
No way.
Yeah.
I would not have allowed you to do this with your current job.
Yeah.
Unless you had a week off of work or 3 days off of work.
I think Nectar, spelled with a K and two E's, should have like a real man juice.
Yeah. They should have a different program for men versus women. Or like the real man.
Yeah.
The real man version.
The real man who lifts and has a hairy chest. Like juice up a T-bone or something, and that'll be my provisions for the day.
Ew. Like it's a steak in a blender.
A steak shake.
Ew.
Steak and shake, honey.
That's disgusting.
You asked Luna if she would do the juice cleanse with you, and the whole idea turned her off. She was like,
the children were horrified by the fact that I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
And I only had juice. Like it took them a couple days, and then like they caught on, and it was really kind of cute.
Yeah, we all had sips of various
everyone
juices.
tasted my drinks.
Yeah.
No way I would actually let my 12-year-old daughter do a juice cleanse with me.
Right.
That's like child abuse.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
it is.
She's pescatarian for a year plus now, so
this is not something a child should do.
When we went to Nectar, which is in Midtown Sacramento, this particular location, the employee who was helping us, he had very hairy arms.
Super hairy.
And he was wearing the pants that were spandex, like biker pants. And I was like, what? we get it, dude. You rode your bike into work. Congratulations. Have you ever worn spandex pants or shorts? Well,
yes,
although
but
women
not to work.
You women, you wear yoga pants or the tight pants to the gym.
Not to my job. To the gym, yes.
For Halloween, when I was whatever years old, I was a teenager, maybe 11 or 12, but I didn't have a costume, so my mom was like, "Why don't you go as Greg LeMond?" Do you know who Greg LeMond is?
No.
He was a Tour de France guy, big time biker guy, cyclist, whatever, like the Lance Armstrong of the early to mid '80s. But my mom was like, "Go as Greg LeMond," and I was like, "Well, what's gonna be my costume?" And my mom said, "Here, wear these spandex biker shorts."
Were they hers?
Yes, they were hers, and I wore them. And as an insecure young man, I wore like just a regular t-shirt, a t-shirt over. Like I wore these spandex shorts and a t-shirt. But as a young teenage man, preteen, tween, if you will, I did everything to cover up my my no square in these biker shorts because they show everything, and I didn't have much going on. Okay,
you didn't stuff a sock down there?
No.
Why not?
I have more pride. Because that would have been ridiculous. But I was Greg LeMond as a teenager in 1991 or something. Okay. But I was super self-conscious about my my dink in these spandex shorts. That I just remember I kept pulling down my t-shirt like I gotta cover.
You should have stuffed, honey.
With what? A sock is ridiculous. I'm not a 40-year-old man.
I don't know.
I am a 40-year-old man.
Isn't that what people do? Stuff it with a sock?
Sure, but not as an 11-year-old boy. Our refrigerator was filled with these 3 bags. And there was so much going on in our fridge with these giant nectar bags that they were blocking the lights.
Yeah.
So you would open the fridge and it would be dark and you were like, what happened to the lights here? You drank black coffee.
I did. I veered a little bit from the norm. So technically, you're only supposed to have the juices. But that's
what Spandex Boy told us.
3 days in a row, I allowed myself black coffee.
Yeah.
And only like a half mug.
Yeah.
Which is like a third of what I usually drink.
You cut that back.
So a lot less caffeine than usual.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then in the Nectar location, we were chatting to Spandex Boy just about everything that comes with it. And he was going on and on about you can't drink soda because there's so much sugar and it's going to throw your mojo off or
all the chemicals and whatnot.
Yeah. And I was like, well, dude, diet soda has 0 sugar.
Right.
And he was like, well, even that will mess up your algorithms. I don't know. But you did not drink any soda.
Nope. All I had was a half mug of black coffee in the morning and then the 6 drinks throughout the day. So I was very stern with myself.
Yeah.
And I was very on track with it.
That's what you got to do. You were on point, but yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
And that Nectar showed you the way, made it easy. Our final meal, like we were in Midtown to grab all these juices, and I was like, let's go to Shake Shack. Let's pig out. Let's indulge. But our final meal was carnitas, which we get from the deli section in Walmart. They're pre-cooked and you just microwave them. So we had carnitas, mashed cauli, and peas. Fantastic meal.
Fantastic. Very low calorie.
Yeah.
So that was about Sunday, 5 p.m.
Yep.
So Sunday, 5 p.m. was the last time I had solid food. Yeah. And it was quite low calorie.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have solid food again until about 1 p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah. I admire you. If situations were reversed, if roles were reversed, I would have wanted like a bucket of KFC. Like, well, it got me to thinking, what would be your final meal on death row? The classic question,
yes,
honey.
Yes.
The classic question. I think I would just eat as much as possible. I'd want fried chicken and hamburgers and pizza and cupcake. I don't know.
Well, I told you, like, while I was doing this, we were texting and we were talking.
Yes.
And I said to you, I'm thinking about food constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'm always thinking about food constantly. Right. So that's nothing new.
That's all. It's very important facet of our marriage, honey, that we constantly talk about food.
It was no different than my normal obsession with food and what I can eat and what is yummy.
And then Sunday night, so before you officially began your juice cleanse, Sunday night you hopped on the internet and the Google and you started reading all these testimonials about a juice cleanse killed my Aunt Kelly in 1998, right?
Yeah, so there's no solid science behind it. There's very conflicting outcomes, and
yeah,
it, like, if you have any medical issues whatsoever, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Or it's the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Right.
So whatever.
I wonder what's the liability for nectar, like if you died or whatever.
If you died.
Like, is there something in the literature that they give you?
You know,
the pamphlet, the brochure saying we're not responsible if you die.
I didn't sign any waiver or whatever. I just bought my stuff online. Yeah. But I wonder if that's included some sort of waiver, like if you die, we're not responsible.
Yeah. Some terms of use some 900-page PDF. You just scroll down to the bottom. You click, I agree. If I die, that's
There's
fine.
Nothing like that I saw.
Okay. Let's review Yellowjackets. We've watched 8 episodes of 10. The 9th episode is currently out, but we're going to save it because the 10th episode comes out Sunday. It's currently Friday. But we've watched 8 episodes of Yellowjackets. How did we find this show? Canby Brown, former Good Day Sacramento reporter, tweeted about it, and we read the little synopsis, and it sounded good, it sounded fun, sounded, for lack of a better word, interesting. So we began watching it. So thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections, honey?
Well, this show opens with a montage of teenage girls on their high school soccer team in the year 1996.
Yes.
So immediately I am drawn in.
Why?
I'm down for this because I went to high school between the years of 1998 and 2002. Which is a little, just a couple years after this, but close enough that, heck yeah, the fashion, the style, the music. I was so drawn in. I was like, yes.
Very relatable.
Very relatable. So it's showing these girls on their soccer team. Yeah.
Let me read the Wikipedia recap here, summary. It stars an ensemble cast as 4 teenagers, as many more teenagers, involved in a plane crash in 1996. It is confusing. Well, just reading about it is confusing, but there's two movies going on. There's 2
timelines happening.
Yeah, there's the teenage girls, soccer girls who get in a plane crash, and then there's adult counterparts who are involved in the plane crash ramifications 25-ish years later.
Yeah, so watching the girls in 1996 was so fun.
Yeah.
And Luna, who's almost 13 now, watching with us, she said, I wish I was alive in the 90s. It looks so fun. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah, it was cool.
She dug the teenager story version that when the adult version came on, she would like go play with Frankie.
Yeah, for the first episode or 2, but the kids have been glued to this show we've watched the whole show together with our 2 kids.
It's really good.
And yes, there's a lot of parts that the kids shouldn't watch, but so every episode, multiple times, we're like, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And our kids do close their eyes.
Or we would have to mute
Yeah, and we mute it as well. There's a lot of sexual content.
Yes.
There's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
A lot of gore, but we're good parents.
Sure. Notes, ideas, observations, hot takes. There's a lot of characters, and in the beginning, we were like, "Is that so and so?" No, it's so and so. So there was confusion in the beginning because they're going back and forth.
It's between 1996 and present day.
Yeah.
So it's the girls in 1996 who experienced this tragedy, and then it's the adults who survived, and it's a back and forth timeline.
Yeah.
So at first you have to determine who is the young girl who's connected with the older actress playing her.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we figured it out.
Yeah. It's confusing, but you eventually nail it down. You drill it down. I thought I would say the main star is the neighbor from 2.5 Men. And so she's like someone where, okay, she was in 2.5 Men, which lasted 10 years or whatever, and she plays the clueless, dumb, cute, but lovable neighbor to Charlie Sheen, while Charlie Sheen is carousing around with all these Hollywood starlets and models. She's their kind of lovable, down to earth neighbor who brings the show down in a good way, just grounds it. But she's a big star here. She's one of the main stars. But
what is her real name? We learned it.
Melanie
Linsky. Melanie Linsky.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, just a few days before we started Yellowjackets, we watched the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio called Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
And she plays a main role in this.
Yeah.
And I told you, because we saw her in 2 weeks, or in the same week we saw her in 2 different main roles.
Yeah.
And I said, she's one of these actresses who's been in a lot of things, but you don't know her name, you know nothing about her.
Yeah.
And then you watched her in an interview and you learned she's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
She has an accent.
It's a total trip watching her talk in her native accent.
And then I looked at her IMDb and what she's been in, and I recognized a few titles.
Yeah.
Like, she's been an active actress for 20, 25 years.
Yeah. Well, she's a trip because, her role in 2.5 Men, you think that's her because that was such a big deal. And you think, well, okay, she's this kind of dumb, low IQ Southern California gal.
She plays dumb really well.
Yeah. And that sitcom was everywhere 10, 15 years. She was ubiquitous. So I myself had typecast her in that role. And then I saw her in a movie about 10 years ago, and I looked at her IMDb, and I can't remember. I couldn't place the movie, but it was either like The Air Up There or Perks of Being a Wallflower. But she
was in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
She was the aunt.
Okay. Then that's the one. But I remember seeing her, and I'm like, oh, that's the neighbor from 2.5 Men. And she's so like low key, and
that was a very different role.
Yeah, and just different and kind of mellow, and I was like, wow, that's completely opposite her 2.5 Men role. And then, well, I honestly haven't seen her since, but she's done a lot of stuff. But yeah, we saw her in Don't Look Up playing Leonardo DiCaprio's wife. Not a huge role, but
a significant one, noticeable for sure.
Yeah, but and she's not playing Charlie Sheen's neighbor. She's a woman, not a dumb, kind of stupid, silly woman. She's a fully realized character for the most part. And then she pops up in Yellowjackets, and she's really, really good.
Really good. Really nuanced and very kind of subtle, but very a lot of layers to this character.
Yeah. Her storyline, there will be spoilers. Here are some spoilers. She gets with a younger guy. She's married. She gets with a younger guy. And I wasn't digging that storyline for a few episodes. It really pays off and comes through, the significance of it later in the show. As far as what happened on the plane and her current goings abouts. But for a few episodes, I was like, who cares about Melanie and this younger guy? But just stick with it. It comes through. The music. So it's mid-90s. Like they have a scene where all the teenage girls are in their locker room and they start dancing / singing to Salt and Pepper Shoop. And I was like, oh yeah, because I was a young man dancing and singing to Salt and Pepper Shoop.
We looked at each other and we were like,
yeah.
And Luna and Lennox were there like, no reaction, nothing. But you and I were like, yeah.
I was digging it. It was very short. It was about 30 seconds, but I could have gone for another 4 minutes. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It is in there. Marky Mark, not Good Vibrations, but maybe it is Good Vibrations. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Well, I was digging the music, but then like the music, all the hit music goes away, and they start going with some B-sides of early 90s alternative songs, bands that I never heard of. So it just, I was like, I want more Salt and Pepper Shoop.
Do you think that is the progression of like their plane crashes in 1996,
yeah,
and then as the weeks and months go on, they're stranded, so things get more bleak and dire.
Yeah.
So do you think the music goes from like enjoyable fun to like
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
I wasn't there for it in terms of the music, but yeah, Salt and Pepper Shoop. The Christina Ricci character I found annoying early on, but she gets better and then she gets great. And I think just what Christina Ricci did with it, it's a great character. There's a lot going on, but in the beginning I was like, well, much like Melanie's love story in the beginning with Christina Ricci, she just seemed annoying. She was like kind of trailing along with Juliette Lewis everywhere and just kind of Juliette Lewis was being a badass, kind of playing her Natural Born Killers character. But I was annoyed by Ricci, but she really blossoms and comes through later on.
I think the casting of the characters from the 4 teenagers we see in 1996 to the 4 adults we see current day, the casting is phenomenal.
It's excellent.
Like the 4 girls to the 4 adults, the casting, it absolutely feels like it's the same person just grown up.
Agree.
So good. Agree. Such great casting.
So echoes of Lord of the Flies happening here.
Totally.
But ultimately, so which one do you prefer? The young storyline or the older movie storyline, TV show?
This is what's so great about it is I am captivated by the younger years because I want to know because the whole premise of the show is something happened in the woods when these teenagers were stranded for 18 months after a plane crash.
Right.
And nobody knows what.
Yeah.
So we're going through the progress of time, seeing what happens on and on and on.
They play it up really well. Like, they tease it well. They show just enough to where you're just like, what the heck is going on?
So I'm captivated. I want to know what keeps happening with these teenagers.
Yeah.
But then in present day with the adults.
Yeah.
Somebody, an unknown person, is blackmailing them, is threatening them.
Yeah.
Almost as if somebody knows something. Somebody knows the truth of what happened, but they're not letting these people know for sure what they know.
Yeah.
So I'm captivated in both timelines because younger them, I want to know what happens. Older them, it might be revealed what happens.
Yeah.
So I can't choose, which is what makes this show so great.
Agree. They're both excellent forks in the road, or just different storylines, and I love them both. As far as Ricci and Melanie's stories in the beginning, I was like, but as the episodes have gone on, I'm into both. I want to know both. I want to know. But I think the politician, older lady, she has the best storyline.
Her name is Thaisa.
The most consistent storyline as the older gals. But yeah, they're both excellent. There's a plane crash. I'm flying to my mom's in a month. So, but I don't let that stuff bother me. There's a few scenes, one involving a coat hanger, and that's all I'll say. And
hell.
One involving a cheek, the sewing of a cheek.
This show is very graphic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of physical,
not
violence, I would say, but a lot of physical trauma.
Yeah.
So viewer beware.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh. You and I, we kicked the kids out for both of these scenes.
Yeah.
The children went away, and then just you and I watched it. There's a scene with a coat hanger.
Yes. When the coat hanger, I said, this is the worst thing I've ever seen on television.
I've never seen I agree.
It's horrifying.
It was horrifying. I've never seen a scene like that portrayed on TV.
Yeah.
With a pregnant woman and a coat hanger.
Yes.
You know what that means, listeners.
Sure.
And then there was another, oh my God. The girl dove into the pool and hit her head on the floor of the pool. That was horrifying.
Blood just everywhere.
There was a girl
in the pool.
There was a girl who got injured, and her part of her this is very bloody.
Cheek suing, honey.
Very bloody, very violent. So beware.
Yeah.
Like, watch at your own
risk. Your own behest. As far as the adults, I like. So there's Juliette Lewis, Christina Ricci, Melanie, and then Ty.
I don't know Ty's actress name.
Right. Well, let's just call her. But her name is Ty in the show.
The character is Ty.
They're like. It's an odd, narrative or dichotomy or whatever. But they're like badass because they've been through hell when the plane crashed. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to protect themselves, protect what happened, protect their story. But at the same time, they're kind of fumbling. Like they're Keystone Cops are like, what should we do with this gun? Why'd you bring that gun? So it works. It works well. So they're like, they're take no prisoners, but they're also kind of like feeling their way through how to kick some ass and take names. So I like that. As far as the post plane crash stuff, it gets a little soap opera-y for me. Like, I like you, Travis. No, you don't like me, Travis. And like some of the girls pair off with a couple of the boys who were there. That just kind of, it bored me. Like, we're gonna be together and we're gonna make out and are we a couple and I like you?
Yeah, there's some romance that happens, but I feel like that's totally believable between teenagers.
After a plane crash, when they're surviving, when they're fighting for their lives,
honey.
Okay.
16, 17-year-old hormones are stronger than any other emotion in the world.
Stronger than a plane crash.
Yeah, totally.
This is a fight for
Absolutely.
survival.
Your sexual hormones at age 17 are stronger than anything.
Okay.
Also, I feel like it had repercussions to the adult people's lives. And I feel like that's why they tried to portray it as well.
That's true. It did make a difference 25-ish years later. As you mentioned, there's tons of NSFW, not safe for kids, cursing. Like, there were a few times when Luna was like, I hate this show, but I want to keep watching.
And we were like, okay, go away.
Right. And then Lennox said, and I quote, should I keep watching this show, though? Because they were turned off by all the extreme extremities going on, and they found it compelling, but also it just it didn't sit well with them, or it was difficult to watch some parts.
We told them to cover their eyes so much that they were like, should we even watch this? Is it even worth it?
Yeah.
And we were like, whatever, if you want to. You could sit here with your eyes covered.
Yeah. It was funny watching the juxtaposition between I want to keep watching, I can't keep watching. So to quote Lennox Albert, quote, should I keep watching this show though? And then Luna, quote, I can't watch this show, I hate this show. Meanwhile, they were watching this show. But they did take breaks. They left to play with Frankie.
They'd be like, call us back when this part's over.
Right.
And we would say, okay.
Right. So in conclusion, honey, well, I'll go as so far as to say this is the best television show of all time. I would put previously it was Breaking Bad in that position, but after however long that show lasts, 6-ish seasons, there were some filler episodes, some just nonsense going on. But this show, in 10 episodes, and we've only watched 8, we're about to watch 9 on Sunday and then 10 on Monday. I would say it's the best TV show of all time. No, I'm not counting its sitcoms because Seinfeld and Married with Children are the best television shows of all time. But as far as drama, I think it's just an outstanding TV show.
It is fantastic. And I would have to say, you usually lose interest after like 2 episodes in a show.
Because most shows suck, yes.
So then you stop watching and I have to carry on my own. And I give up.
To episode 3.
I give up eventually because I'm alone.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are both so into this.
Yeah.
And we want to keep watching to the end. So absolutely, I agree. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yellowjackets, watch it.
Yeah. One thing is that so there's 10 episodes in the season, but they do the week by week release. New episodes come out on Sunday instead of, for instance, Netflix saying, here's 10 episodes, which I would have been like, 10 episodes. But we started watching when there were, I believe, 6 episodes.
Right.
Doesn't seem that intimidating. And we dove in and yeah, it's thank you to Canby Brown, our neighbor, for suggesting the show. But we've loved it. And I can't wait for episode 9 and 10. It has been greenlit for a season 2, honey. What do you think about that? Do you need a season 2 of this? Do you need another season?
What? I never need a season 2. But I have to wait and see how this ends. Because maybe I do need a season 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm willing to wait and see.
Yeah. That's
how much I trust this show and cast.
Yeah. Highest recommendation. It's so good. It's just it's a fantastic show. Is that the end of the program, honey?
I think we should end it.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Babbel.com. We don't have a promo code for Babbel.com. Goodbye. I love you. We love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I may have tried to hide my dink when I dressed up as Greg LeMond as an 11-year-old boy in bicycle spandex shorts. But I'm still a good person and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender?